quiet on the set, quiet on the set. We have, oh, oh. Well, hello there, Ma Terry here. And today I have a special video for you. I'm going to give you my top 21 reasons for having a tent. Yes, it's going to be intense, but I used to never travel with a tent before, and I really love it. So I'm going to give you my reasons. And I actually carry two tents. I carry my big clam and my hydraulic. And this is a 5-part series. Today's the introduction to why you really need a tent. Tomorrow I'll go into when I had my Prius, my habit tent, and all the great things that I could do with that. The third one will be the quick clam, and I have a special way to set it up for people that aren't strong in the upper body. I have a hydraulic tent. It sets up in 3 seconds. I absolutely love it. And my tail veil. All right, do you have your popcorn ready? Get ready. Wait a minute. This is really intense. All right, we're going to do a countdown backwards. I'm going to adjust the camera. All right, there we go. I gotta get these ready. Number 21. Do you ever feel stinky? You want to take a shower or even just a sponge bath? It's kind of hard to do it in a car. It can be done, but I like taking a sponge bath in the tent. Oh, this is my favorite, one of my favorite reasons right here. Number 20. All right, so I was living in the Prius. I didn't have an apartment, and I wanted to get into the minivan because I couldn't hold enough toilet paper in the Prius, so I had to build out my van. How are you going to build out your van? So what I did was I set up my 6x6 tent and put all my working materials in it and everything, and I could go back from my van, measure things out, go into my tent, and start connecting all my cabinets and everything and put it in, and I kept doing all the sizing, and it took me about a week to get the basic shape of the layout of how I wanted my van. But it's great. If you don't have a place to build out your van, I did it on BLM property. It can be done. So that was one of my favorite reasons. Number 19, snuggling. Okay, kind of hard to snuggle in a car, so enough said. Number 18. Okay, so when I had my Eurovan, it's basically my van for the day, and it was a full camper. But when I would take off from my campsite, people would they would park on my campsite. So I used to have this little sign that you could stick in, but how easy is it to remove that little sign that says campsite occupied? So if you set up a little tent, they're not going to want to mess with taking down your tent so they could camp on your site. So it definitely lets people know that that is your campsite. All right, here we go with number 17. This is a safety thing. All right, so let's say someone wants to rob you and you have your tent out and you're in the van, because I always sleep in my van. I have never slept in a tent. I've heard it can be done, but I've never slept in it. All right, so you're a robber. Are you going to rob the tent, or are you going to try to break into a van? Okay, first they're going to go for a tent. Well, if you're in your van, and me, I have the electronic ignition switch start, I can just jump into my front seat, push that little power button, and drive off. So it's basically a decoy. So I like that purpose. Share. Did you share the video? Share, share, share. Thank you. Gotta have a commercial. Number 16. Carry my small tent. All right, so my little small tent, let's say I want to go out in nature, you know, a couple of miles in. I can't take my van, but I do need protection from the sun. So I will carry my little small tent with me, hike, be in my little tent for the day. You know, of course I go out for walks and everything. And, you know, it's a 3-second hydraulic tent. It just really folds up real quick. So I take that with me backpacking. Number 15. Okay, I'm a member of 1,000 Trails, and some national parks said, hey, You can't camp in your car. You have to camp in a tent. Well, who wants to put up a big tent that takes like 20 minutes to set up? So I just set up my little 3-second hydraulic tent. I sleep in my car because I don't want to be a bearito. Okay. I mean, some national parks, they have bears and everything around there. So, but it's nice to just be able to throw out the tent and, satisfy their little purposes, right? Number 14, it's an instant hotel room. All right, so your van breaks down, it's in the shop. A lot of shop owners, in fact, I got great guys that'll do this for me. They'll actually drive me to my tent site. And so I set up my tent. They'll take everything, they'll help me set it up and everything, not the tent. I'm rambling. I take out my cookware, some canned goods and everything and put it in my tent. And while they're working on the van for 3 or 4 days, I have an instant hotel room. So I really love that. All right. Did you comment? Please comment. I love reading the comments at night, all right? And y'all know I got a little cheat sheet, so I don't remember this stuff. Oh, this was another one of my favorite ones. Company's coming. All right. Now you have a spare guest room. Miss Karen would want to escape the heat down in St. George, and she would come up to Brian's Head, and she's not going to sleep in the van with me. So now she brought her cot and instant guest room. So that was one of my favorite things to do. Number 12, you're living in your car. It's a little cramped. Now, all of a sudden, you can put that extra stuff that you don't need inside your tent. And now you have extra room in your car so you don't feel as cramped. Number 11, exercise room. All right, I love doing Tai Chi in the morning, or as I call it, senior stretches. But I embarrass easily, and I'm not saying anything bad, but a lot of Americans don't know what Tai Chi is, and I just look like a weirdo in the park doing something. So it gives me the privacy that I really crave. All right, bonus material. All right, that was just stuck in there. I don't know why. Number 10. All right. My van has to sit in the sun. I have a solar panel on top, and I have a 100-watt solar panel that I can attach to a separate battery. So it has to be in the sun. I don't like the sun. I burn real easily, but I love soup. And I don't want to cook in a hot van. So when you put your tent in the shade, it's going to be naturally 15 degrees cooler. So it may be like 85 degrees out there, but in the tent it's 70 degrees. And when I unzip it, I get all that cool breeze going through. So I love cooking in my tent, especially hot soup in the summer. It's just like a salad, but to me it tastes better. All right. Did you like it? Did you like my stuff so far? If you did, go ahead and subscribe. Ma Terry, I'm waiting. Now! That's my mom's voice. Now! All right, and we're going to get to my absolute favorite one. Most people don't think of this. All right, number 9. Lucy goes stir crazy. So, especially when we were in the Prius, she wanted to stretch out. So I put up the tent and I go in the tent with her and read, or if not, I'm in the Prius. I'm right there. I never leave Lucy alone in the tent. But, she's only 5 inches tall or something like that. She loves to run around in it. And I can't have her off leash. I mean, something could eat her out there, right? A coyote or whatever. So it's a nice little safe space for your pet. Number 8, no fly zone. Ma Terry hates flies. She hates mosquitoes. Wait, we need a little adjustment. So if I want to sit somewhere and just read and be comfy without doing that all day, that's what I love about it. Number 7, two bucket days. Now, what do I mean by that? Have you ever had food poisoning? Enough said. 2 bucket days. Wait a minute. Number 6, shade. Okay, I went over that one before. I made the decision to have my solar panel mounted on top because, you drive up to a casino. What are you going to do? Put out your solar panel? So it provides me the shade that I need because I burn so easily. Share, subscribe. Okay, I blew that gag. I'm sorry, I blew it. Number 5. This was another one of my favorite things. Up at Brian's Head, they had these big elk things. I don't know what it was, and I should have gotten a picture. Me and my friend, we used it as a blind to just watch the wildlife. I don't know why. If you're sitting out in your chairs without a tent, they don't come up as much, these big animals. But if you're out there, and thank God they're vegetarians, but I don't know whether it was, I don't know, but the animals seemed to come up to us more when we were sitting in a tent. Number 4. Oh my gosh, in my Prius, especially in New York and the East Coast, it can rain for days. Who wants to be in a Prius for days when it's raining outside? It beats the alternative of having to buy a hotel room. Terry can't take being I'm claustrophobic. All right. Number 3, medical emergency. All right. So what do I mean by medical emergency? I've gotten poison ivy. I didn't know I rubbed up against it. And at the time I was in a Prius, it was kind of hard to get that calamine lotion all over me. So it makes it a lot easier. Or I've actually busted my ankle so I could lay up. It's my recovery room, right? You never know what comes up. Number 2, we're getting to my favorite. It's a great craft room. I love spreading my stuff out. I'll die cut, and then I'll just paint, and then I'll turn everything into earrings. I can spread it all out there and just have a blast. And my absolute number 1 reason for having a tent, especially the clam, is number 1. Who remembers on MASH 4077, the swamp? Don't you just love sitting there with your girlfriends, watching the sunset, having an adult beverage while the sun goes down and just chapping without the flies and mosquitoes and everything else? All right, so those are my top 21 reasons for having a tent. And like I said, I carry 2 tents, and I will go into this in depth, what each tent provides and why I like this tent, even though I own 4 tents. The Habit tent, next RTR, I'm going to bring it. We're going to have it as a giveaway because I'm not going back to the Prius. I love my minivan. All right. You want to say goodbye, Miss Lucy? Say goodbye. She's so sleepy all the time. All right. Y'all have a great day, and I'll see y'all down the road.